if you're tracking the wrong metrics, then you have no idea what's going on. If there's only vanity metrics, and you can optimize for the wrong things. But what I've also seen happen is companies that are tracking the right metrics, but they're not clear on the targets for those metrics. Because if you just track stuff and you're like, we're tracking things, like, yay. I mean, I guess you could like, tour people around your office and show them all like these pretty, business intelligence dashboards and things like that you have. But if nobody really knows what is the goal of those metrics, then they're not useful at all. So there's the metrics that you track, but there's also the targets. And I think one of the things that you and I have both seen in different aspects of multiple businesses is when you select the wrong targets, it can just be massively demotivating. I think you had an example that happened, at a company that I know, you do a lot of work with. You want to kind of tell that story before we dive in?
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Business Lunch with your host Ryan Dice and me, Roland Frazier. Ryan, how are you today? And I kind of know that's a loaded question today, so I'm excited.
I'm freaking dying, man. I'm dying. Yeah, for our listeners, bit of a disclaimer. I'm on day 3 of a 3-day water fast. That doesn't mean I'm fasting from water, because that would be a bad idea. I'm only drinking water. So day 1 was 2 servings of bone broth, which, by the way, I thought I would like. Nasty.
Is it? I don't think I've ever had it. I've seen it in our closet from time to time.
So imagine like eating a chicken noodle soup, but there's no chicken and there's no noodles. It's the broth, but the broth has no like salt in it whatsoever. Like, so it's generally flavorless, but also if you don't drink it fast enough, it goes a bit gelatinous. So yeah, so that was fun. So and then you drink like a couple liters of water, and then the last 2 days have just been drinking water with like some electrolytes. Has what the body needs. That's been it. And so, yeah, man, I am hangry.
I like the Idiocracy reference.
You like that? Yeah, that was for you. Yeah, no, so I'm super hangry, and I'm really stupid. Like I can clearly tell that I'm not firing on all cylinders. So this should be a fun episode. I've never really done drugs. I can imagine maybe if I was just a little bit high, but also pissed off, that this is how it would be.
I like that that they're like, well, it's really only 2 days of water fasting because you get a good dose of bone broth at the beginning of it. It's like that's going to make a difference. That's pretty funny to me.
Yeah, it didn't. That was my least favorite. Actually, no, today's my least favorite day. I'm super excited about getting some like yogurt tomorrow morning. That's what I'm looking for.
You have to go back on slowly as well. Is that part of it as well?
Yeah, that's the recommendation. I don't know. We'll see. I'm happy. Like, I'm down 5 pounds. It's all like
the big home run at Denny's tomorrow morning to kind of break that.
So as weird as that sounds, like, I don't know that my stomach could handle that. Like, because it sounds great, but I don't know it can handle it. But I don't know, I'm down a few pounds in a chin. It's a good opportunity for a reset. That's kind of my main thing. I know you're just purging like water weight. It's not like it's a healthy thing to do, but I don't know. Somebody told me that it was a good thing to do for like my cells and all this other junk. And I was like, you know what? I need to do something to like kickstart my fitness regimen. That's a good thing. Sucks. Freaking sucks.
Are you losing water weight if you're drinking a bunch of water?
Supposedly it's just, so what you're hearing is what I've read on the internet. Okay. So I'm not an authority.
Okay. Like scientific evidence. All right.
This is not. Supposedly there's water that's kind of trapped in the cell walls that when you do a fast gets purged and all kinds of other stuff. And I do feel lighter and leaner. There's no doubt about that. But I think anytime you just choose to starve yourself, that's going to happen. Like, there's nothing particularly magical going on. It's good for habit reset too. I mean, I just got back from your house. I stayed with you for a few days, and you are an excellent host. And I ate like a freaking idiot the entire time I was there. Like, I had that dang chicken sandwich for lunch every day, like 5 days in a row. And I mean, you saw it, like nobody else could finish it. I was dominating that sucker, plus the fries. Go back to your place. We eat a massive meal, drinking all the wine. So yeah, my body needed this.
I love it. Well, that all said,
how about you? Are you fine? Good?
I am good. Yeah.
Well fed?
I'm getting ready to head down to Mexico for a vacation, an actual vacation, and I'm very much looking forward to it. So that's good. October coming up. I mean, we've had, as you know, very busy
Yeah.
time, and even though as we're recording this, it's the beginning of September. I feel like if I look at what's left in September going into October, it's kind of nonstop, and so I'm very happy because I didn't really get, what I would call any kind of vacation during the entire summer. I kind of blew my vacation time at the, around my birthday earlier in the year. So I'm like watching everybody's, you know, yeah, I'm here and I'm doing this and my feet are up on the beach and I'm doing that. And you were going all over the place with your kids and stuff. And I was like, man, I haven't really had any, and I know what's coming. So this was the little window that I could do that in. So that was, I'm very much looking forward to it, more than normal.
Enjoy your taco and margarita fast.
Yes, exactly. Taco and margarita fast is what I'm going to do. A 7-day taco and margarita fast. So, anyway, that all said, we were talking about before we got on here today. We were talking a little bit about scorecards and keeping track of things in your business, and having just kind of been immersed in a few consults we did. Um, I thought that it would be good for us to talk about some of that. So, because how you're doing, like people ask me and you, I know all the time, it's like, how do you guys have so many businesses and keep up with them? That seems impossible. And one of the things is we talk about, it's one of our exits, is exiting the org chart. So ideally, you're not on the org chart of those businesses that you're adding to your portfolio, even if you are on the org chart, or should be, for one of the ones that, that's like your main gig or something like that. But the answer for all of that is scorecards, and something that gives you some sort of report on how things are going. So I thought what would be really cool would be maybe to talk about, first, just for you to kind of outline the scorecard part of the scalable operating system, and then maybe we could talk about how that works in practice and some of the places that can go wrong. And it's not necessarily that your scorecard is wrong. It's just that it's garbage in, garbage out. You've got to have really good data going in to be able to make decisions on. So how does that sound?
Yeah, no, I think that sounds good because one of the things that we've seen is that if you're tracking the wrong metrics, then you have no idea what's going on. If there's only vanity metrics and you can optimize for the wrong things. But what I've also seen happen is companies that are tracking the right metrics, but they're not clear on the targets for those metrics. Because if you just track stuff and you're like, we're tracking things, like, yay. I mean, I guess you could like, tour people around your office and show them all like these pretty, business intelligence dashboards and things like that you have. But if nobody really knows what is the goal of those metrics, then they're not useful at all. So there's the metrics that you track, but there's also the targets. And I think one of the things that you and I have both seen in different aspects of multiple businesses is when you select the wrong targets, it can just be massively demotivating. I think you had an example that happened, at a company that I know, you do a lot of work with. You want to kind of tell that story before we dive in?
Yeah, sure. So it was kind of interesting. We were looking at affiliates, and the team that drives affiliate um, sales, basically, to the business. So this business has a significant amount of affiliates, and several hundred, and that are active in referring. Because we have had previously, I think we had 18,000 affiliates once, and realized that we fired like all of them but 50 in a business that we had together. It's like
Yeah.
and didn't, it actually made more money because we spent time on those 50. But so these are actually, people that are actively sending leads to the business. And so the affiliate team is responsible for going out and finding new affiliates, and then getting them set up to send business, right? And so we one of the issues was that there were over 100 affiliates that had been referred recently that were on the they were actually on the pending list. So in other words, they had said, yes, we're affiliates. They got signed up and everything. And then nothing was happening with them. So they had yet to send a lead. And so the task was, let's talk to the affiliate team and say, hey, I mean, that's a lot of business that's just kind of sitting there. What's going on? And as we dove in, we found out several things. One thing that we found out was that the people who the primary person who was in charge of getting the relationship started, basically that would be biz dev, right? Would have the conversation, and the affiliate would kind of commit, not fully, not like say, yeah, let's go, let's sign up and let's start referring, but would basically say, yeah, that sounds interesting. I'd love to, let's be generous. Let's say that sounds good. I'm definitely, definitely sounds good to me. Okay, well then that would be marked as committed, and so they'd move from a lead.
Got him.
Yeah, they'd move from a lead to, okay, they're an affiliate now, and there was nothing in between.